can see stream is working. X here. Boom. Oh, maybe we're back. Settings. Time. Let's wait for that timer to kick in, and we can do our ad break, and then we can get going with this. There it is. Start the timer. And again, welcome back, day breakers, crate smashers and dimensional travelers. It's Cash Banuka. We're back to Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time, and it's about damn time I got back into this, let me tell you. I got out of it because the whole debacle with Activision made me not want to play any Activision games, but I figure it's, if I wait for Activision to sort themselves out, I'll be waiting forever, and I really do want to finish this game, so yeah, let's get back into this. So yeah, I'm very rusty, and I'm probably going to fail a lot, but well, we'll see how it goes, won't we? Yeah, so I was doing the inverted levels and also trying to get the insanely perfect relics. Also, I will be consulting a guide here because A, because I don't really remember this game at all, B, because I don't really want to miss anything, especially when I'm going through all the boxes. So if you see me like occasionally stopping, that's why. Speaking of which, I should probably get my guide pulled up, shouldn't I? So what are we doing? YouTube probably would be best. Oh, also I don't have headphones, but there shouldn't be any voice acting, so it shouldn't really be a problem, hopefully. So what level are we doing? Off balance, right? Off balance, inverted, all boxes. Yeah, okay. Just mute, because I'm doing a YouTube. Actually, I might want to get the headphones. Hannah says, see you and game, hear you but not game. Okay, weird. Or maybe, oh, I need to do the freaking audio capture crap as well, don't I? How the hell did I do that again? It's audio input capture. No, not microphone. Yeah, you need to do that audio capture thingy again, don't you? Because it doesn't capture the audio from remote play.
Normally,
Oh, that maybe.
Quieter.
Yeah, because I was playing Delta Room before. That was really loud. Do you hear the game? Or?
Yeah, no, I hear the game better.
Okay.
Yes.
good now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Like,
Yeah.
make sure that this is in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's you.
Then let's go. Balance inverted. Here we go.
Woo!
Whoa!
Cash Banuka.
Yes. It's Cash Banuka.
Yeah, and after all, then you can watch the not Game Jam. No,
Yeah.
the name I can't pronounce.
Kadikarus.
Katikokos.
Yes, that.
I never can pronounce. Sorry, we never can pronounce your name. Then we can watch that video too.
Yeah, waiting to see that. That's also part of the reason why I wanted to get this game finished, so I can watch that video.
Just an additional motivation.
Yeah.
How?
Got it. 3-0.
8, right?
Yeah, kind of Chinese-ish. So just...
Yeah, that was the Asian bit. So I don't say more.
Yes, I'm using a guide.
I just want to say if you have to sometimes it's fun.
Yeah. Thank you. Go away. Yes, it was, thank you. So sorry for the stop-start gameplay, but like, I'd rather do that than miss something and have to spend ages on the same level, wondering where boxes are that I missed. Especially since I have to do all this in one life. So I'm going for the perfect relic. You probably see this as smooth. For me, the frame rate is a bit low, but I can handle it. Boxes.
Once I perfect my peace potion, I'll be strong enough to...
Try it. Okay, need to jump across the water and get that up. There.
It is. And I just noticed how she holds her paw. See, like she's
Yeah.
like, this is my bureau.
Yeah,
I think I managed that something.
thank you.
I'm the boss.
Yes. I'm just seeing pictures of my cat. Okay. Just keep going. Next.
Cat is in the house.
Yep. Yeah, be prepared for a lot of restarts. I won't hide that. Let's see if we can continue the one level per stream trend from back then.
I was excited. Kashpanuka, Kashpanuka,
Headphones will be too echoey.
Once I perfect my potion, I'll...
Okay. I wasn't trying to make that happen, but it happened. Okay, I didn't need those for anything. Six? How do you see? No, I forgot the actual button to show it, but it worked. I saw it then. Volcano. I remember his name, haha. There, kill those. How do you do the... Oh, that's all, okay. I'm not really like all the bumpers, but it's okay, as long as I don't die. I need to check because I don't want to miss anything, like I said. Just nice bit over there. Oh, I remember this bonus stage. I remember this bonus stage being really hard. Let's go for it. Thankfully deaths in bonus stages don't count, so I can try as many times as I like. And I've often found that inverted bonus stages are easier than the normal version, so maybe it'll be the same for this one. I tried to do a high jump, but for some reason Coco did a slide even though she was standing still. But again, that doesn't count. See, death counter still says 0, so I'm fine. Told you it wasn't going to be easy. They deliberately make the bonus stages hard because just dying doesn't count, so you don't have to worry about like. Love it. What did they do? I'm trying to do what they did in the video, but it's not working for some reason. Why? I'm pressing slide before jump. Why am I jumping and not sliding? That's okay, yeah, I see what I'm supposed to do now. Okay, there we go. There we go, okay. Close. Come on. Not too close to the nitros. Level so can't be too far away, otherwise they just bonk my head on the ceiling and I don't clear them. Close as I can. I still blew up. Why? I just need to double jump and not like crouch jump. That was a nice one. I'm still dreading facing my nightmare level again. If you remember my old Crash games, you know the level that actually broke me. I don't remember when it is exactly, but I know it's coming. And I know I'm going to have to face it at some point. Okay, yeah, you can just jump. Just do a normal double jump, you don't need to crouch jump. And... whoop. And back. Okay, Ghana. Let's continue. Just under halfway done with the boxes in this level. Okay. Sneaky little hidden in there. TNT and then slide off and just run. Checkpoint. Checkpoint. Let's put the nitros. Should have started a bit later, I think. My spin, I mean. I really hope the frame rate is okay for viewers, because like it's okay for me, but like it's a bit low than it would be if I than it would be if I were playing on actual PS4 or something. So I hope that doesn't come across on the stream. In fact, I might just check. Hold on. Oh no, I'm watching my stream right now and it looks perfectly smooth, so that's good. So back to the right bit, right window. Oops. Okay, never mind. Lost like one bumper there, it's fine. Yeah, because if you remember these levels in Crash Bandicoot 4, it's not just box gems, you also have bumper gems or wumper gems, where you have to collect a certain amount of wumper fruits or bumper fruits in the level in order to get the gem. So you have to be conscientious about how many fruits I get, as well as how many boxes I break. So I don't want to reach the end of... That was my fault. I was supposed to slide jump there. I don't want to reach the end of the stage and break every single box and not die once, only to find that I didn't get the bumper gems because I accidentally blew up too many boxes with TNT, because you don't get fruits if you do that. So you gotta be careful. So I know I didn't tell anyone I was streaming, so I'm not sure if anyone's going to watch me tonight. I was so busy. I started so late because I had to like set everything up, and then of course there were problems, because there were always problems. So it took me like half an hour to get all the problems sorted out. And then by the time I did that, I just didn't really have time to go and tell people like, hey, I'm streaming now, come watch me. Not that anyone ever does. Only like Dina and Jack watch me usually, and sometimes Hannah and Lydia. mean, I like viewers.
One side of the threat might be
I would love to have more. Not that I don't appreciate the ones I already have, of course. I have problems with that, and I've said this many times. I have problems with perspective. I have problems with depth perception, and why do you always go into them? I need the fruit in them. I have problems with depth perception. I have problems with like judging where I am relative to other things on the screen. So things like that, where I can't use my shadow to judge whether I'm close to the boxes or not, always makes me nervous. So I'm like, crap, am I actually going to hit these, or am I just going to fly right past them and screw myself over? Thankfully, Darksman does not. Oh, that's some prime Indiana Jones level moving there. Okay, first time. See if I can do this without dying. Keep my Aku Aku. That would be nice. Also, by the way, if I sound a bit, what's the word? I can't think of the right word for it. Sorry. Vindictive, if I sound annoyed, okay, let's go with that. It's because of the problems from earlier. And also probably because of this game at some point. It will be. But yeah. Game will test my patience. I can already put it in. I will triumph. I will overcome. I can switch between using the analog stick and using the D-pad. Like for side-scrolling sections I use the D-pad, but for like freeform sections I use the analog stick. And like it's not usual that I use analog to play Crash Bandicoot. Usually I use the D-pad more or less exclusively, but I think this game was more designed with the analog stick in mind than the previous ones were, because this was played on PS4. I need to get that. Yeah, you need to go. You need to go right now. Okay, whatever. I lost a hit point, but it's okay. Just keep going. Was there a box back there that... Oh no, there's a nitro, so okay. Yeah, so just... Oh, the nitro's to the right. Is hidden cleverly there. I remember remember that trick. Double jump right as TNT is about to explode and it won't hit you. Sound means it's time to do an ad break, so... Oh wait, no it's not, because I have a minute left. For some reason, I guess I set my timer wrong. Oh, keep going for a minute then. Let's not torch myself. There, those. So my lack of depth perception also makes me very nervous with those dragons. Okay, got about 10 seconds to go, so I'll get ready, do my little ad break, and I'll see you on the other side. Except if you're watching this on archive, you won't see the ads, so like no time passed at all. See you soon. To see. Onward. Very careful with the dragons under fire. Oh, that is a mean hidden gem. I would not have thought to do that. Yeah, that's where the hidden gem is. Good luck getting that and not dying. Jeez. Well, it's all practice, isn't it? Jump on there, but you can't break anything. It's supposed to break.
Once I perfect my potion, I'll be strong.
And then I'll try to also inverted levels, get all the gems, get all the unseen perfect relics. Guess what I have to do next? Time trials! Won't those be fun? There we go. fall and they didn't take that much hit. That pretty nicely, I'd say. Stop what you're doing. Okay. Good. I'm not the most. I've been watching like. So I've been doing a lot of grinding in games. And like when I grind, I usually like mute the game sound and like put a YouTube video on or something to like entertain myself, so I'm listening to game music and sounds over and over again for like 4 hours or however long it takes. And lately when I was grinding, I was like listening to Kid Icarus's Crash Bandicoot streams when he was playing Crash Bash, and I noticed that Kid Icarus is kind of like, he's much more talkative as a streamer than I am, and I'm not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing in like that I should be more talkative. Like I have my own style. Sometimes I talk more, some days I talk less, some days I just like, I don't know. Just random thoughts. I like it. Bye bye. It's okay. Again, perception. How close I was on it. This. Okay, I need to practice this a bit before I go back in. Don't need to sacrifice Sakuraku there to get the hidden gem. I can't figure out how I'm supposed to get that and get back on the platform because it's so low down. You can't double jump back up. It's not there anymore, is it? Because I already got it. This is going to be my stumbling block, isn't it? This one hidden gem. Okay. rush because they're dying. Probably.
Once I perfect my potion.
Let's get that little lump of fruit sticking out there. So, looking forward to doing tiny things. I am nowhere near done with this game. Probably going to be about 20 streams or so, at least. At least I'll do that on stream. Dina usually watches. My bumpers. No. Stop my spin. No. The shadows. Enhanced shadows, honestly the best feature this game has. Is that what they call it? Enhanced shadows, yeah. It's a lifesaver. I wish the previous 3 Crash games had had that. Solves 99% of my depth perception problems. That's interesting. Oh, so something I can talk about to whoever decides to watch this on archive, I guess. Epithet Erased, one of my favourite series, is now kind of getting a second season in audiobook form. Which is awesome. Because it's been released as a series of is being. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with it. But like, yes, restart. I don't know if the light novels that already came out or are they are coming out, I don't know, but like Epithet Erased is getting a second season as like a series of audiobooks, which will like eventually be available somewhere, I don't know. But there's also a Kickstarter to like there's also a Kickstarter to like fund it as a proper like, animated show, because Jello Apocalypse, or Brendan Glader, the creator, said like he would love to do it as an animated show, but it was going to cost like a ton of money, and he put like a figure or something of $250,000 or something like that, and then it's like Kickstarter like raised like 4 times that in like a month, so it's like okay. So we might be getting an Epithet Erased animated second season. Who knows? Only time will tell. But I would absolutely love that, because I don't think I've ever talked about Epithet Erased on here, but it's honestly really good. It's like there's 6 episodes out right now. It's on YouTube. It's completely free to watch. Like it's on Brendan's own YouTube account. Jello Apocalypse is the name of the account. It's like he describes it as like what was the actual I can't remember. Something like it's like My Hero Academia and something else combined. I can't remember something else, but then but stupider. like the main characters have the powers done on the soup, and if that doesn't attract you to the series, then honestly I don't think anything will. Like the whole concept is that people have these powers based on a specific word called an epithet. So like the main character Molly has the power dumb, which can be used to simplify things, and it's dumb being like either not smart or quiet. It can be either thing, because you can interpret the epithet however you want, as long as it's like within the meaning of the actual word. But yeah, it's really good, really well written. Like it's like based off a tabletop campaign that I shouldn't talk while I'm doing this. I play worse while I talk. It's based off a tabletop a Roll20 campaign called Anime Campaign that Jello ran once in the past, but it's like a more professional version of that, with a slightly different story. And it's really good, honestly. I can't sing Epithet Erased praises enough. Some might say the animation is a bit simplistic, which it kind of is, but it doesn't detract from the story, I don't think. And there are some like fully animated scenes which are like special things, and I think that's why doing a second season would be so expensive, because they'd need to have a lot more like fully animated parts rather than just the limited animation that it usually uses. Because Jello paid for like most of the first season out of his own pocket, and that's money he would never get back. So that's why it was so hard for him to like actually make a second season. I would honestly love to see a second season of Epithet Erased. I'd also love to see me get through this level, but I guess we can't always get what we want, can we? And the reason I bring this up is that I just got an alert from YouTube saying that Jello has just uploaded a new video called Epithet Erased, I Want It That Way, official dub. I'm very excited to see that. And like there's merch, there's all kinds of things really. like honestly, I quote epithet rays. I hate you. I quote epithet erase a lot. It's one of my favourite series, honestly. I know I already said that, but like if Giovanni Potage is not your favourite character, then you're wrong. I'm sorry. That's a joke. You can like whoever you like, but like seriously, Giovanni is just the best. He's the soup guy, by the way. He's the one with the soup power, which you think is a useless power, but he actually manages to be legitimately good with it. Jello's explained a lot of like how epithets work and like what words can and can't be epithets. Basically, if a word exists in common vocabulary, then it can be an epithet. So like, slang words, as long as they're like in common usage, can be epithets. But like if it's just a word that you and your friends use among yourselves, then it can't be an epithet. But all grammatical derivatives of the word count as the same epithet, so talk and talking are the same epithet. If a word has two meanings, then the epithet will have the effect of both meanings, but again it also depends on how the individual interprets it. That's why creativity is one of the stats in the show. Like, the higher your creativity, the more creative you can get with your epithet and how it's interpreted, but you can't misinterpret your own epithet. So like, for example, Molly, who has the dumb epithet, she can use her dumb epithet to like make things quiet or like dumb them down, make them simpler. But she can't like misinterpret it as drum because it sounds similar, because that's a different word. Swear words can be epithets, yes. Also, animal names can be epithets, but animals themselves can't have epithets. So all epithets are one word in the show's native language, which is not English. Obviously, they speak English to us when we watch, but like Jello said that the language spoken in the world of Epithet Erased is a kind of fantasy Esperanto created by combining all the world's languages. It's like the only time an epithet can be more than one word is if the two words together refer to a specific thing, like ice cream, for instance. And just assume it's one word in the show's language. I won't say any more for you or spoiling, but just go watch it to get the release to Wait, do I still have... I still have a gun. No, perspective, I hate that perception, I hate distance perception, I hate everything about this. Why are you so cruel to me, game? That's how you do it. Right, let's try this again, shall we? It's funny that I talk the most when no one's here. I talk the most when no one's watching.
Once I express my
shouldn't talk anyway, because like I said, I play bad time, I don't talk, as you can see. Okay, no. Why did you... I span you the other way! I think I should probably just not try it, really. Because it might end up making me fall or something. No. That's why I hate the dragons. To the ground by the dragons. It's the only song I know. Bandicoot. That's alright, I'll get it. Oh, invincibility. If I can get there without taking any damage, I can get invincibility. That way I can get the mask, hopefully. So I don't have to worry about what happens then. The mask I need a gem. What am I talking about? Voice without having it drop into the abyss. So I've noticed that my voice for some reason gets like 10 times easier on the screen, and it really gives me dysphoria. Mostly when I'm talking a lot. If I'm like explaining something, that's what happens. A bit of frame drop here. I have no idea. Okay, why is the pointer on the screen going away? I double jumped. Why did I fall? Oh well. Time for an outbreak, so I'm gonna get myself a drink and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got drink, got tasties, so yes. I'm ready. Let's start this again and let's go. Start. Oh, hey Dina, welcome. I've been on this level since I started, so you haven't really missed anything. Dina says back to crack 4 then. Yes. We're back to crack 4. I combined them into cash Bandicoot.
Once I perfect my
How did I miss that box, honestly? Dina, I have to admit, I think Deltarune was more my speed. And yeah, but it's over, I'm sorry. I wish I could play more, but there isn't any more to play. I have to wait for the next chapters to come out. And believe me, I'm just as excited. And like I said, I want to finish this game. You can watch them struggle.
once I perfect my potion, I'll be strong.
Lena says, I'm not blaming you for the lack of more Deltarune, I just think I like the calmer gameplay and bigger emphasis on character. Believe me, I like calmer gameplay too, but I also like Crash Bandicoot, and I started this game, so I'm gonna finish it. No matter how long it takes. His voice is a little low compared to the game audio, by the way. Okay. Hold on. Fix that. Maybe if I turn this down a bit. How's it now? Mic's turned to the max and the gain's all the way up, so the only thing I can do is turn down the gain. Hope that much better. Okay, good. You can still hear the game, right? Like it's not completely silent or inaudible. Yeah, I can still hear the game. Okay, good. But it doesn't drown out your voice like it was kind of doing before. Ah, it's good then. Oh, made it through and I didn't lose Aku Aku. Ah, gotcha. Oops. Well, so much for that plan. Let's see. Have to see. Whoa. Okay, so much for that plan.
Once I possess my potion, I'll be strong enough.
It does feel oddly satisfying smashing boxes in this. Dina, one of my very vague ideas is to make a visual novel sometime. Probably not a long or elaborate one or anything, I just kind of want to try that style of storytelling. If you did, I would definitely play it. I love visual novels. like in particular Ace Attorney is like one of my favourite series. Yakuten Saiban. It's really good. But yeah, I think you, Dina, yes, like that. You'd be really good at that, I think, Dina, because you're a really good writer. Because you're really good at writing dialogue, and like visual novels are all about dialogue. Do you know what kind of game / story you want it to be? Nope, that's why I haven't made any actual plans yet. I don't know what the story would be. Ah, that's fair. That. Some frame drops here. Hopefully it looks okay to you. Oh, L2, that's how you do it. Okay. Because in the past Crash games it's triangle. I guess that does something else in this game, I don't remember. It's been so long. That, go over here and... Oh. Okay, but I didn't get the gem. Get rid of the dragon and then... Gotcha. Okay. Finally got the gem. Okay, now I just need to finish the rest of the stage without dying. Yay. Easy, right? Dina, one thing I am thinking though, I want the main character to be visible during the story, not just we see it from their point of view, but they're actually on screen. And that's a good way to do it. And some do that, like Fate Stay Night sometimes shows the main character, not always, but sometimes. Also, forgive me the stop and start gameplay, I'm also following a video guide, so I don't want to miss anything, so if I keep like pausing, then that's why I have to check my guide. Okay, so there's nothing hidden there at least. I'm really so nervous now, I'm going to take this slowly. Don't want to screw it up now. those. Hey, I got the bumper gem rather, so that's good. Let's make a checkpoint. Annie Lolly, here we go. Oh. Oh, crap, I hit my microphone, sorry. Okay, that should be good. Oof. Oh no! And I was doing so well. Dina, well, thinking about it, it could be nice to do something with Linessa and her backstory. Though I'm not sure if her gets hypnotized and used as a sex slave a lot would lend itself well to visual novelizing. Depends who you were marketing to. Dina, also, do I want to do an erotic visual novel or a more PG-13 one? Yeah, I guess it's up to you. I mean, PG-13 would be more accessible, but like erotic would let you have more fun. So you know. And I need to not rush. Also, the frame rate's much better now, for some reason. Just noticed. For me, I mean, I don't know how it is for you. I can check, actually. Start tab. Yeah. On the stream it's absolutely fine. You know, I've played both erotic and more family-friendly visual novels. Ah, nice. Have you played Fate Stay Night, by the way? Because that's a visual novel and it's really good. Oh, hey Jack. I wasn't expecting you so early. I'm glad you're here, though. No, Dina, nope, haven't played that. Jack, oh, your hair looks cute today, Twy. Oh, really? Thank you. I haven't done anything special with it, but thank you. Yeah, you should check out Fate Stay Night, Dina. It's a really good visual novel. They also made an anime, well, several anime actually of it. It's Japanese, so like there's a fan translation you can find. There's also like a version which has full voice acting, which is also good. Yeah, Twy's hair always looks cute. Oh, thank you. Jax is true. Oh, it's so nice. You know, I know the name of Fate Stay Night, but not much else. It's night without a K, like day and night, not like night as in a warrior. But yeah, it's about like these basically, like the basic concept is that there are these people in modern day times called masters who like have magic power and they can summon heroes from legend who like then get bound to them and called their servants, and then they fight. They basically fight each other and the winner gets this sought after thing called the Holy Grail, and if you get the Holy Grail then you can get whatever you want basically. And like all the servants have like class names, like they're like assassin, lancer, berserker, etc., but they're all like actual, like either real or mythological historical figures. But they don't like usually give out their real names, because that, and they all have like this one thing called a noble phantasm, which is like an item or weapon that's like associated with them in the myths. So like for one example, the saber class servant in the basic Fate Stay Night is like a female version of King Arthur, and her noble phantasm is Excalibur, because that was King Arthur's famous sword. almost had it. I hate this gem. Really, I really do. It's so hard to get because you have to get like. You know, why are they fighting though? I missed that point. They're fighting because they all want the Holy Grail, and only one master can have the Holy Grail. There we go. Because it's like a whole competition, I guess. That's the wrong word, but like, it's basically like a competition except with more murder. And more fighting. But they're all competing in like a war or something, and the winner gets the Holy Grail. And there's, in the visual novel, there's 3 story paths that you can go down there. Which, like, for the first one you're locked into the Fate route, which is like the canon route, and it's kind of like what the first anime mostly followed. Then the second one is Unlimited Blade Work, so you get to know more about the main character. And then the next one is Heaven's Feel, which is like super dark. Oh, I gotta go, my cat is making noise. Jack, have you tried turning it off and on again? No, I'm not going to turn lights off and on again. It's just she bangs on when she does something in the litter tray. She like bangs on the side to say, "Hey, I've done something. Come, take care of it." I can still smell it as well. Sheesh. Dina says, just be glad it's not a dog. Oh, I am, every day. I have nothing against dogs, I just vastly prefer cats. Dina, that's noisy, yes. One of the reasons why I prefer cats. Jack, it's funny you say that, though. Okay, good. We made it here. Where do we go from here? How did it disappear? Should have checkmate. Jack, because as soon as you read it, my puppo came over for snuggles. Aw. Give Jojo pets from me. Okay, those in spin. Oh, I need to do this like obstacle course thingy here. It's the wrong button, so that bodes well. Oh no 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 no! I hate this. Depth perception. Perspective. I hate you so much. And developers, I also hate you for putting in a thing that means you have to get every single box and finish the level without dying. Dina, I'm a cat person too, really. But I have been going dog sitting on occasion. Happy the Maltese is smaller than a cat, but he's loud. Yeah, there's a good rule of thumb with dogs. The smaller the dog, the louder they are. Jack, oh, he's watching you with me. He's on my lap. Oh, hi Jojo. Jack, yes, to my very yes. I bet he's so cute and small and floofy. Yeah. But yeah, the small dogs are like the really noisy ones. The bigger, and they usually tend to be more energetic too. Like, bigger dogs tend to be calmer. Nina, not really floofy. The fur is kept short. Even in winter. You need fur in winter. Keeps them warm. Nightis has her winter coat then. So Dina, I should show you the pictures of Nights all snuggled up in bed. We found out that like she really loves being wrapped in like a really warm blanket, and it's so cute. Honestly, just seeing her settled in there, like, yeah, it feels so good. I'll show you the pictures after my stream. Oh shoot. Also, it might be time for an ad break now. Yes, it is. Okay. So I just do a little ad break, and then I will be back. You know, where you see he doesn't like being combed, and the Maltese's fur just keeps growing, and if it gets long it needs daily combing or it's a tangled mess. Ah, that's fair. I need to brush Nights more often. I need to get her a brush. No ads. Oh, strange. Okay. Means you get more of me then. Oh, I got all of them. Nice. And Venus is not for me either. That was lucky. Dina, I know, a big surprise. I don't know why you'd never get ads. Maybe it's just because you're not in the target audience. I don't know. Oh well. I mostly just do ad breaks to make Twitch happy, because otherwise it puts pre-roll on, and then it's like, we'll just randomly show ads during the stream, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. I'd rather control when you see ads. Because at least then I know when I did that wrong. That was not what I was supposed to do. Because then at least I know when it's happening. And I'm not just like going on playing or talking about stuff and like, oh no, you don't hear or see me because I took damage again, because I really should not talk and play at the same time. I'm going to restart this, honestly, because I'm just doing really badly. silence is best. That's why I'm not a talkative streamer. Because I cannot talk and play at the same time. Some have that talent, I do not. You know, anyway, when I was dog sitter for a few hours a couple of weeks ago, he spent most of it asleep on my shoulder. Some reason he really likes my shoulder, just like he nestles half on my shoulder, half on my boob. I read fanfiction while he slept. Aww. I had that with my parents' dog, like last February, I think. I spent like 4 days taking care of my parents' dog because they were going away and they couldn't find a dog sitter, so I went down there, and like that happened to me once as well. Like I was just sitting and then she just came and fell asleep on me. It was honestly tough doing that. Like I wouldn't want to do it again. I'm going to be doing it again though. For a few days. The worst part is just waking up early because you have to get up. I have to get up at like 7 AM to take her out for a walk. Yeah, we call it cozy dog. Well, I call it that. Cozy dog. Yes, it's an accurate name. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa. I couldn't think of a good and appropriate rhyming phrase. That was close. You know that, Jack, sorry, that was close, yes, yes it was. Bye bye. Dina, you and me and Pokemon. Okay. Ah, crap. No, 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 no. I'm all messed up. Check, oof, yeah. That's bad. Dina, but not floof. No. This one. Yeah, no, I didn't think I could do that. Welcome back to Crash Bandicoot 4, where we take an entire stream just to finish one level. Jack got getting over it, flashbacks watching that. Oh, yeah. I would never play that, honestly. Jack says I don't blame you. Look, I like easy games, okay? Hard games are no fun for me. Then why are you playing Crash Bandicoot? Yeah, okay, shush. Because I don't know, okay? Jack and I like games that aren't just real. Aren't just complete whatever the heck that game is. It's a troll game, it's a rage game. Like, you can dress it up in like fancy art and philosophy and whatever. Like, at its base level, it's a rage game. It's a game that's designed to piss you off. I mean, this is challenging, yes, but at least the challenge is fair. Like, getting over it with Bennett Foddy is just not a fair game. You know, I like stories. Then you probably won't like getting over it with Bennett Foddy. The only story that has, if you can call it that, is like occasional sound clips from the developer talking about his like thought process behind making the game. And there's an ending which like people are sworn to secrecy, and like so far no one has ever spoiled, which is kind of surprising, honestly. I figured at least somebody would have done it by now, but because like I've seen I've seen people play the game and I've seen people get that far, and the game says like, now you've made it, this is for your eyes only, please make sure you're not streaming or recording anything beyond this point, because I guess the developer didn't want people to just watch a playthrough and see, because they even like go out of their way to explicitly mock people who watch playthroughs of games instead of playing them for themselves. Oh wait, or maybe that was Undertale, I don't remember. I think it might have been both, honestly. Yeah, Jack, Undertale did do something similar, yeah. With the Sans boss fight, he said, like, at least we're better than those people who just sit and watch it happen. Flowey, yeah, that was Flowey, sorry. Not Sans. I got mixed up. But I think it was on the genocide route, so that was probably why I was confused. Ah, darn you. Dina sounds like the creator of that game. I assume you mean Braid. Yeah, Braid. Whoa, what a douchebag. Yeah, I like Braid as a game, but yeah, Jonathan Blow was kind of comes off as very pretentious in his game design choices. I guess that's the best way I can put it. But yeah, Braid as a game is good, honestly, and I like, and it's not really like so unique and original or whatever, but what it does well. But yeah, like I've played Braid all the that rhymed, wow. I've played Braid all the way through. I got all the secret stars, and let me tell you, that cloud business, yeah, that was why would you do that? Honestly, why? Dina, no, the game is fine. I just didn't like the attitude of the creator. That's fair, honestly. I'm not falling. There we go. Now I'm falling, and I don't want to be. Don't care. It's better for me to have that dragon out of the way. Perspective messes with me here too. I can't judge where Coco is relative to the gem. Like what? Oh. Okay, is it the third one then? Let's have a check. I thought it was the fourth, but maybe it's the third. Yeah, I don't care about the dragon. Yeah, well, the third can get me it, but then I fall and die, so... I already got it, so whatever. Restart! Dina, the dragons care about the dragons. Yeah, but they get in my way, and it's already really hard to get that gem. I can do this. Go on. The worst part is, like, it's more than halfway through the level. If it was at the start, it would be better. But no, actually, it probably wouldn't, because then I'd have to do it at the start, and then I'd have to do, like, the whole level without dying, and it would make me super nervous. So yeah, maybe it is better than that it's later on. Shush. Rio, I don't care. Been through this story before. Also, I have no headphones, so your voice will be too echoey. Why did that happen? Sorry, I need invincibility for that part, which means I need to not take damage. Dina, I like dragons. I've played several RP-wise, roleplay-wise, usually shapeshifters because I really like the idea that they can take on this more convenient human size and shape. I mean, dragons are pretty cool, honestly. You mean there's more than Linessa? More shape-shifting dragons in your canon, I mean?
Once I perfect my potion, I'll be strong enough to defeat anyone.
Dina, yeah, there's more than Linessa. She was the first, though. Ah, nice. Dina, with her, the shape-shifting was kind of a way of keeping her from being too powerful all the time. Like, most of the time she was in her smaller and weaker human form, but she could transform to the dragon when that was needed. That's a good way of balancing it, I'd say. Almost forgot that one. Dina, especially since the game was full of power gamers. Yeah, I can see that. So the dragon form was just a good way to have something up my sleeve. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, Dina, you wouldn't believe all the hyper-powerful demon lords who were there and who killed tons of NPCs in their intro posts. It was really funny when two of them met. Yes, I know the type. Oh! God damn, I spun you. Oh, well, I'll try to do it anyway. Not confident, but I'll try. Dina, you had better be careful around me. Perhaps you should not underestimate me. I can show you true power. I am not without power myself. Yeah. This makes me think of, like, Phantom Blood, but really, really fast. I break the sword. I punch you. I freeze your hand. Foiled again. Surprise! My hand was on fire this whole time. I hate this so much. Why does perspective fail me here so much? Betray me, I mean. Dina, I got a lot of opportunities to give Linessa her snarky moments. I'm sure you did. There we go. Okay, and I died. Wonderful. Okay. That's fair. That's fine. Let's restart. Will we finish this level by the end of the stream? Probably not.
Once I perfect my potion, I'll be strong enough.
Swish. Speaking of JoJo's, part 6 is out. I watched I've seen the first couple episodes. It's really good so far. I really like it. Jack says I like part 6. Yeah, I do too so far. I mean, I know I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but it seems really good. Jack, I can't wait for you to see the June-ish stand. I can't wait either. There have been several of those, honestly. Emperor, Bad Company, Aerosmith, kind of. Jack, I've read the manga for part 6 and I think you might enjoy it too. And yeah, I am enjoying it. Like even the first 2 episodes, it's really good so far. And I love how, like, the main character's name is Jolene, and of course they reference the Dolly Parton song. Of course they do. I mean, knowing Araki, the mangaka, he probably named her after the song. Okay, I didn't take damage there, right? Jack, also please tell me you understood the reference of Gwess's stand, like, so few people apparently know that band, and I'm thinking, like, really? Why does nobody I know them? Yeah, I know Goo Goo Dolls. Like, I only know one song by them, but I know of them at least. Jack, oh, of course. Yeah. Dina, in the end it was so bad that the rule went up that you couldn't do anything to another character without the player's permission, which became a pretty neat in-universe rule about magic. Magic needs a tiny bit of cooperation. Anyone who utterly refuses to cooperate will be immune to the effects, but if the magic user manages to trick or convince the victim into cooperating on some level, the magic can't be resisted. Ah, nice. That's clever. It made for some really cool, very cool roleplay opportunities. Jack says, oh thank goodness. Was that in response to me or Dina? Thank goodness was in response to you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. I thought everyone knew that song, but I guess I need to stop thinking everyone knows things because obviously they don't. Okay. Ready to go. There we go. Got the gem. And no dragons to stand in my way. Let's breathe. Go. And go. Dina, it did lead to that first hypno-themed erotic roleplay I was in with Vanessa. I told you about that, I think. Yeah, and she also told us about it when she was interviewed. Okay, time for a lad break. Boom. Ding. Like to see if Jack got ads or not before I read his comment. Or the comments rather. No ads so far, okay. Jack, yeah, Iris is their like most well-known one. I also like Rebel Beat, Black Balloon and Slide. I'll have to check those out sometime. Dina, yeah, but she didn't know the roleplay mechanics behind it. Yeah, fair. almost didn't land on that. No, why? Perspective, why? Jack, oh good news, you meet that stand in episode 3 by the way, so next time you'll get to see what I mean. Oh nice, I can't wait. I'll kill this thing and I'll read Dina's comment. Okay. Dina, basically this evil mage was hypnotizing and enslaving women and creating a hypno harem. The thing was the player was really good with the trick or convince the characters thing, like he would trick someone into giving him control and then she was helpless and became a slave, or in Linessa's case got her to cooperate because he pretended he was going to get her hypnotized friend to kill herself. I won't let her hurt herself if you become my slave. That's pretty clever, honestly. Yeah, Jack, that is... wow, that is diabolical. Yeah. Jack, I mean totally ruthless but cunning. Indeed. I was going to say something, but like I don't want to derail Dina's story. I'll wait until she's finished. You know, I think there was like 5 women in the harem at the end, but then the player upset the mods, got kicked out of the game and the storyline ended, which was a pity. Yeah, that's kind of a shame. They didn't really get closure. At least not closure with the original player. I think I remember something about this, but again, I'm going to let Dina tell the story. Dina, I really would have liked a proper ending, but what happened was just like the mage died, you're all free. Yeah. It's kind of a bit of an anticlimax. I completely failed there. Jack, oh by the way, till I get this new Pokemon Evolutions is out and it's about Sinnoh. That's the Gen 4 area, right? Or Gen 3? I always forget which area is which. I think it's Gen... no, because Gen 3 is Hoenn, right? And then 4 is Sinnoh. Dina anticlimactic. Yep, that game usually ended up with lots of anticlimactic endings, come to think of it. Yeah, Jack, yes, that's Gen 4, Gen 3 is Hoenn. Yes, I thought so. Ha, I got it right. But yeah, that sucks, Dina. I'm sorry. But yeah, speaking of which, I was talking to Jack about something last night, and he actually had a similar story of a roleplay game involving mind control. And do you want to tell Jack, or shall I? Because I'm fine with either. I think you tell it better. It's a short thing, so not as long as that. Jack, you can tell her if you like. Okay. So yeah, like we were, like what sparked this off was that we were talking about like different effects of mind control and like which ones we liked better than others, and like so whether it's just like Jack probably faster than me typing and you reading it out anyway, fair. So like, do you like the complete mindless, blank, empty puppet like control, or do you like where they retain their personality but like they're just loyal to someone else, or whatever? There's like loads of ways you can do it, and mentioned like one like was it D&D or something like that session where a villain had like taken control of one of the player characters and was making her fight the others, and it was a D&D session. Strahd, okay. Yeah, Strahd was like the villain, like a vampire or something. He had taken control of one of the player characters and was making her fight the others, and they tried the whole like trying to reach her, get her to wake up, etc. And like at one point Strahd just starts laughing and they're like, what's so funny? And like the mind controlled girl says, Master sees what you're trying to do and it amuses him. And they're like, what? And she goes, I remember everything, Master just told me not to care. And like that's kind of a cool line, honestly. That was all that there was though. So yeah, not as long, but hopefully good at least. Don't hit me, good. Getting better at getting that gem at least. Being a nice line. Yeah, I thought so too, honestly. Jack, sorry, thanks. Yeah, basically her mind was like, oh yeah, I used to work with these guys, but now I work for Master. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. I should not have rushed that. Now you gotta learn. Okay. Jack, honestly pretty clever, especially since plenty of times a person is made to forget they were friends with someone, then they remember, then it all comes back and pop goes the magic. Yeah. It's like kind of like that idea I had, like, because we were talking about the concept how, like, if Dawn, my avatar, Catgirl self, like the fictional version of me, we had this concept, like if she were like mind controlled by an evil villain and became like their minion or something, and one of her friends or someone she knew came and like saw that, and she like just started attacking them, and they're like, wait, they do the whole like, wait, no, it's me, stop, and then like, like, don't you recognize me or whatever? And she's like, yeah, of course I do, but I still have to fight you. Anyways, I know I haven't done 3 hours yet, but I started late because of technical problems, and we have other plans tonight, so I don't want to make this stream, I don't want to go on too late, so I'm going to do one last try at finishing this level, and then I'll stop for today. Whoa, that was a big frame rate drop. Dina, so it wasn't just on my end then? Sorry about that, I hope it wasn't too bad. Dina, I'm pretty sure you weren't the one behind the frame rate drop. Yeah, still, I hope it wasn't too bad. Okay. Doing well so far. Hopefully I didn't jinx it by saying that. Bye. Ooh, that was lucky. Oh, I do kind of need to blow up those TNTs, don't I? There we go. Go. no. Well, I failed. Okay, let's stop for today then. I guess. How do I do this? Disconnect from remote play, I guess. See, remote play. How do I disconnect? Oh, I'll just turn it off. That's that then. Yep. So, yeah, thanks for coming to watch me. Tomorrow we continue trying to beat this level. But until then, take care, Daybreakers. Oh, and if you want to stick around, Jack says good luck twice. Thanks. If you want to stick around, over on the channel which I will type there, over on Squeeze Squad Pod soon, my girlfriend Hannah will be reading from the Wounded Land, part of the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant the Unbeliever. It's a really good series, and I recommend it. So if you like to join in with that, you can. That will be happening very shortly. But if not, then I'll see you tomorrow for my next stream. So take care, Daybreakers. Love and peace.